Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Call Allah Imla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Harakah HaKudash. All praises, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakah HaKudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well of Yasha Allah. Yasha Allah being Hebrew for Israel. Alright. Shalom, Wabrakim, Ha'aman, Bachiyar, Yasha Allah as well, which is to say pretty much peace, blessings, peace, soundness, completeness, all of the above, and blessings, to you faithful elect, you men out there pushing the word, this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, and the true names of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai being the name of the Son, Yahweh being the name of the Father, the creator of all, alright? Through the Son. I'm your brother Shariat. I'm your brother Shariat Nawasah Shaman Salakia. And before I get going, I just want to say this is out to you so-called blacks, Latinos, blacks, aka Negroes. Whichever one you prefer, as well as so-called Latinos and so-called Native American Indians, because you are actually the people of God. You're the people of the book. You're the people of the Bible. You're actually the Israelites. This is why everybody hates you, because you have been cursed. You were cursed, and you've been cursed all this time, and your identity has been being kept from you, So yeah, you're actually famous. But anyway, the gospel, all right? So we go into all the time. You hear us brothers preach, teach, whatever you want to call it, prophesy. We go into the destruction that's coming a lot. And pretty much how the Lord, he's just pissed off. The Lord being Yahweh. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh's pissed off in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, because he's pissed as well. But there's another side to it. It tell you that the Lord is, he's balanced, man. He just balance is his delight. So it wouldn't be proper if you didn't hear about this side. Now, what's this side? The other side of the movie, right? That you're a part of, if you're a so-called black, Latino, or Native American Indian, gospel, man. What you've been hearing about the gospel in completely falsified ways, you do different deities, probably by different religions and philosophies you've gotten into and false pattern and being misled and not actually taught anything, from false from these pastors, these wicked shepherds, who are actually false prophets. All right, and a prophet just means to speak the word of God, man, Yahweh, and to say a thing before. All right. Now, so what is the gospel then? All right, let's go into it. We're gonna start with let's see what I want to start with. We're gonna start with Philippians 1:25. No, we're not gonna start with that. We're gonna start with 1 Peter 1:25. 1 second. 1 Peter 1:25, and it reads, it says, "But the word of the Lord of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, endureth forever." Right? And this is the word which, and this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. So this same word that's enduring forever, right? The words, these words we speak about, they're words that endure forever. Things you can't do, things, ways the world is supposed to work, ways you're supposed to take care of yourself, etc. These words being delivered unto you by the men who are delivering them are words that they were set up to endure forever. Now, the only reason that's able to be is, according to this, because of the gospel. Now, that show you right there, you should be like, well, what is the gospel? And actually, you should have knew what the gospel was before this. Let me read it again. According to this, it says, 1 Peter 1:25, "But the word of the Lord being Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai, endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel, is preached unto you. So if it wasn't, you should already know what the gospel is then, because you wouldn't even be able to obtain to this, hearing these words without the gospel, you know? So let's get Romans 15 and 4 to just prove that point. And basically to kind of show how you can basically go understand the gospel. Because if it's something basically indicating that you should have already knew, because it's telling you the only reason you're able to hear this is due to the gospel. So that means the gospel was actually before this. It was before that passage, that scripture, that verse right there. Right? Or that verse right there. Alright? So before going into aforetime, right? So Romans 15 and 4, it says, whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So the gospel had to be one of them. One of those things that are written aforetime. It says that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So you're supposed to really be dealing with the things that are written aforetime, because the things that are written aforetime, what am I reading out of right now? The New Testament. The things afore the Old Testament will be the things of the Old Testament. Showing you, this scripture showing you the Old Testament is one of those words, it's a part of the word that endureth forever. The whole word endureth forever. You can't have one without the other. It just told you that. So the gospel is a part of the Old Testament in a nutshell. Alright? Now, the gospel is really good then. Now let's go into that word just off this little understanding right here. Let's go into the word gospel real quick. Let's actually find out what gospel means, because people just use it as a music genre, you know, and a word that's even thrown around, you know, people everyday, you know, life. You know, you hear it in rap, you know. Salakia, give me 1 second. Let's see. Here we go. Gospel.
Strong's G 2098.
Euangelion. And it goes, so the word, the Greek word for gospel, right, is euangelion. And it means, it says, a reward for good tidings, right? It says the glad tidings of the kingdom. So glad tidings basically meaning good news. It says the glad tidings of the kingdom of God soon to be set up. And subsequently also of Yahushai Hamashiach, right? It says Jesus the Messiah, but no one named Jesus ever existed, right? Period. His name is Yahushai. That's another lesson though, right? Which we already went into. Look it up. It says subsequently also of Yahushai Hamashiach, the founder of this kingdom. After the death of Hamashiach, the term compromises also the preaching of concerning Yahushai as having suffered death on the cross to procure eternal salvation for the men in the kingdom of Yahweh. Basham Yahushai. Why is it men? Because through the men, if you preserve the men, you got women. You got everything, right? Because the men carry the seed. Now it says, once again proven, it says, but as restored to life and exalted to the right hand of the king, Salakia, to the right hand of God or Yahweh in heaven. Thence, so the Lord went through all that to ultimately bring forth the kingdom that he's going to be the head of, and his Israelite brethren, right, sisterin, and the children, the babies are going to actually rule in and rule over the entire earth. That's the good news. That's the gospel, right? Just in a nutshell. We're gonna keep going. It says, and that only consists of people that come from so-called blacks, aka Negroes, so-called Native American Indians, and so-called Latinos, because you're the people who foot the bill and been footing the bill for forever, right? You just had your name changed from Israel due to one of the curses, and you took on bywords, and your identity is being kept from you. You know, but it actually doesn't change your bloodline and who you descend from, who you actually come from. This is why you don't know who you are. But this is why we gotta tell you on the other side of it is good news, because you're written to come out of this, and you're seeing it slowly happen, right? They tell you, don't you hear the saying in the world, Rome wasn't built in a day, so why would you think the kingdom would be built in a day, right? Anyway, it says you gotta first know who you is first. Right? It says, but as restored to life and exalted to the right hand of Yahweh in heaven, right? Heaven just meaning the sky, right? So it's a sky that you can't see that they dwell in, something likened unto a sky, but it's far. But you see, you can't even fathom the sky in actuality if you ever flew on a plane. It's a whole nother topic. But anyway, it says, thence to return into majesty, thence to return. So he said to return after suffering death on the cross, and it was ultimately to cure eternal salvation, like pure cure. That's two words. It's a compound right there, right? Or conjunction, right? Pro means for. And cure, when you go into cure, is a process that it basically is a process of completing something. So if a paint is wet, you will use a heat gun, because that will cure the heat, right? It will finish the heat off how it needs to be, so it can be done, right? And it can be complete, right? So the paint or the wall that you may have painted, or the shirt that you may have put the paint on, right? Screen printing or something like that can be what it needs to be, right? So it can finally be how it needs to be what it needs to be, all right? In order for it to be what it needs to be, you will cure it, right? So that's pretty much what the Lord did, man. Let's see, the kingdom being finally promised to you is already written, and basically Yahushua, him dying, was likened unto the Lord plugging up a heat gun and finishing, drying off that ink to where it couldn't smear, couldn't nothing, you couldn't touch it no more. It's there. It's permanent now. Now it's time for it to manifest, and you're slowly seeing that. That's the good news, man. So that's what the Lord did, man. He procured eternal salvation for the men in the kingdom of God, man, of power, right? It says of Yahweh. And your name Israel is actually, that's not even Hebrew. The name Israel in Hebrew is Yashar Allah. Yah being he, Shar being prince, Allah being power. And it means, when you look it up in here, it tell you he that will rule like God, man. You know. Also, it means to have power with man and with God. So you're literally the gods on the earth. Literally the chosen royal bloodline. It just has to manifest, and it starts with you first knowing who you are, and then you getting these things, you know, understand how the Father worked, and then what's actually promised to you. And it's in a nutshell called the gospel. Good things. It says so thence to return in majesty to consummate the kingdom of God, of Yahweh, right? So to consummate is pretty much, let me see, because I don't want to butcher it. Let's get a word for it real quick. Word search for it. And I'll just go off what they give. So consummation, it's basically a verb. It's an action, right? So it means make, or make, in parentheses, a marriage or relationship complete. You know what I'm saying? By, see, this is an analogy, so it wouldn't be actually that. So I'm a improv here, and basically some intimate action is how you complete the consummation, and that's the Lord. You pissing the Lord off, Him punishing us dying and being confused and hurt for hundreds, centuries now. You know what I'm saying? To finally come out of it, turn back to Him, and then ultimately what Yahushua did will be manifest, made clear in front of everybody's eyes, and then that will actually be and we will find out our way to get back to our power, right? Who put us off? Because the reason is just more poetry, because it tell you that Israel is likened unto it. He's likened unto. Let me get it real quick. Jeremiah 6:2, I believe it is. Jeremiah 6:2. It says, "I, who is the I, Yahweh, the Father." He said, "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman." So there you go, man. And then it's another chapter somewhere in here. I forget where it's at. It basically tell you like how basically Israel was like, played the harlot. So this is how you get to play on marriage and the virgins and stuff like that, because this is how the Lord deals, because these are actual customs of ours. This is actually the foundation and the consistency of our heritage. We dealt with things of higher nature like that, higher degree. You know what I'm saying? Marriage, honorable things, virgins, things like consummations, real relationships, just realness. You know what I'm saying? This thoroughness, the thoroughness of all the different functions of being a functioning person and of mankind, right? In a up and running society. Those are things that you would find within that: marriage, relationships, honorable people. You know what I'm saying, etc. So that's why the Lord put these things in the scriptures like that. So that's why it says consummate, because Israel is went off, and Yahushua basically had to play middleman. He had to play Maury, Jerry Springer, for you can understand. You went on the show, and all the time it don't turn out right on there. That's folly, but it's just an example. But if you end up working it out, you worked it out. You know what I'm saying? But it was promised to be worked out. That's why the Lord died, because He was a part of basically He was put off too. You know what I'm saying? So but that's a whole nother topic. Now, going back to finish this off so we can go ahead and close this out. Salakia. So that's what consummate means. It just means to make a marriage or something complete. So really, we weren't even all the way with the Father. It was all a test. But that's a whole nother topic. But at this point now, we're really with the Father. Now that Yahushua died 2,000 years, people waking back up to who they are, men being how they need to be, some of you women that's getting right, you know what I'm saying, the children, some of our children being raised right, because it ain't going to be the whole nation, you know what I'm saying, the first round, But anyway, that's actually us actually being married into the Father. It's like being betrothed, which is like basically arranging a marriage, but it never going through. That's pretty much what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a bunch of things. It's the Lord never. If Israel's really the Lord's woman, the Lord never did His woman how He ultimately would have from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's why so much written in the end for us to. And once again, it's all analogy. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows how much He care. You know what I'm saying? It's like he that crazy about His people, man, His children. But anyway, it's all these the perks and etc. is really on the end. Like the Lord, when He brought us out of Egypt, it was never really a honeymoon. Like yeah, He gave us a so-called honeymoon. Uh, he gave us the land, but it was never on the level He could really do it. The Lord never really like went in. He about to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the good news, man. That's the gospel. You know what I'm saying? You can go. It's so elaborative and layered and detailed. You know, but everybody ain't gonna partake in it. You know. But anyway, another story. The glad tidings of salvation. Right now, simply good gospel just means good news, man. That's just what it means. Strong's definition. It says from angelion. Let me get it again. Salakia.
Strong's G 2098. Evangelion.
Evangelion or Evangelion. Keep it like that. Evangelion. It says a good message. That's it, man. So you hear about the destruction, etc., and how you gonna die and all this 24/7, but it's a balance to it too. It's a salvation that's written. You know what I'm saying? It's a death. How we would talk about death 24/7. It's immortality that's written. You know what I'm saying? Your complete willpower as a man or a woman being completely taken from you. It's spiritual power that's written. You know what I'm saying? That's really to the men, you know. But you don't know what the Lord might do. You know, you really don't know. You can't, we just go off with what's in the scriptures. We don't add or diminish, you know, but these are all things of the gospel, man. That it's a balance. It ain't just gonna be one-sided, man. You know, everybody ain't gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna be rounded up. You know? Period. Esau not gonna be able to offend everybody. It's a good news, man. Not everyone's not gonna know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's not gonna continue to be cursed. You know? Everyone's not gonna be fearing when that day hit, man. Everyone's not gonna be crying and running around and being affected when they see all these people dying and bodies dropping and babies getting their heads bust open and women being killed and etc., man. It's a complete opposite to that too. It's real. That's the gospel. That's what the gospel consists of. So I believe I said enough. Let me get the rest of these scriptures and we'll close out, Lord willing. All right. Now, to prove that point with the Romans 15:4, so you should have already knew about the gospel, right? 1 Peter 1:25, right? It say this word that endureth forever, paraphrasing, it was basically able to be preached unto you due to the gospel. Why? Let's get this. Isaiah, I'm grabbing one off the spirit real quick. 45:17. And at this point, if you watching something like this, you should already know the Bible only for the Israelites. We don't give a dang what these heathens try to twist and try to act like they are and put it and grafted in on. None of that is real. It doesn't exist, man. All right? Another good point, they're going to slavery. It said, here's the patience of the faith of the saints, man. Right? So you shouldn't even be watching this if you don't understand those things yet. Anyway, Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved. See? And it say that good glad tidings of salvation. But we're gonna keep going. You know what? Let me stay where I'm at real quick. I'm gonna hold that. So you should already know about, according to 1 Peter 1:25, you should already know about it because it said the glad tidings or the gospel is the reason why these words that endure forever are able to even be still said to you. So that's telling you, indicating before. Okay, we read AKA a 4 times. Then we read Romans 15:4, and it told you that, paraphrasing, pretty much the things that were written aforetime are written for our learning. So you need to go learn about the gospel. So let's go back to the first mention of gospel, which we understand to be aforetime. What are we reading out of right now? Currently, the New Testament. What's before the New Testament? The Old Testament. So the gospel will have to be in there, right? And Gospels is also known as glad tidings according to the see, you look up gospel, it says the glad tidings, good tidings, and good news, a good message. So that's that. Now, Isaiah 52:7. How beautiful upon the mountain are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings and that publish peace. See, let me read it again. Isaiah 52:7. How beautiful upon the mountain are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, right? So God, the gospel, man. It wouldn't be gospel here because it's the Old Testament. Old Testament written in Hebrew, the New Testament written in Greek. Due to we were put under the Greeks during the New Testament, the times of the New Testament, right? When the New Testament came around, during those times, the Greeks were ruling the whole, inhabitable earth pretty much, and we was forced to learn that language, man. So we started writing in Greek. But anyway, it says the Israelites did, us the Israelites. It says that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that said unto Zion, thy God reigneth. So that show you right there, the gospel is only for the Israelites, because Zion is synonymous with it's interchangeable / synonymous with Israel. Look the word up real quick. All right. 1 second. Zion. To Zion. It says another name for Jerusalem. Right? And Jerusalem is a people first, which is another lesson. It's a people before it's a place. Right? So, who lived in Jerusalem? The Israelites, man. This is 2 Samuel 5:7. Nevertheless, David took stronghold of Zion. Salakia. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David. See? So there you go, man. Zion is known as the city of David, and it's synonymous for Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, which are the Israelite people, right? Now, I'm going to read this one more time. Salakia. Isaiah 52:7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God, or thy power, or thy God reigneth. Right? It says, thy watchmen, and who's the men that's teaching his word? First and foremost, start with Yahweh Shai, man. He came and brought it first, and he came and manifested because the prophets was writing about it too, but they were writing to him, so he actually first, because he the word. It says, thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see, so thy watchmen shall lift up the voice. Who's lifting up the voice? Who's calling themselves the watchmen? Right? It says, with the voice together shall they sing. That's that. Yahweh Ba'ashum, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashum, Hawakah Kudash. Then it says, for they shall see eye to eye. That's how we know we're in this time, man. It says, break forth into joy. Sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. What's the waste places? The ghettos, the slums, man. Where we residing at. And then you're likened unto a wasted place. It says, first and foremost, you so-called blacks, Negroes, a.k.a. Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians, man.
It says, break forth into joy, because we bringing his understanding out. Sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. So he's only talking about the Israelites, man.
So who are the Israelites? You.
It says, for the Lord, for Yahweh hath comforted his people. See that? That's what the gospel is, man. He hath redeemed Jerusalem. Yahweh, the Lord, it says Yahweh, Salakia. It says, the Lord hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our power. So you're going to see the salvation, that gospel goes into you being saved, you being put back with your power, you knowing who you are again, you seeing the Messiah, you knowing the Lord is only for you. If you don't hear that as good news, you ain't obeying the good news. You ain't with the good news. You're going to be destroyed. But this is the good news, man. How are we going to be saved, man? They say everybody going to see it. That's what the gospel say, man. We know, but that's another lesson. It says, depart ye. So that's it, man. You know, this is, that's the good news, man. We about to be saved out of this, man. Let me finish. It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing, go ye out from the midst of her, out of the land of liberty, the daughter of Babylon, man. This is the same her. It's the same woman that sits upon many nations, man. That made all of the nations drink, the kings of the earth, representing these different countries, different leaders of these different countries, you know, commit fornication, go off, you know, and complete off ways due to her mindset, her philosophies, man. They about to chip everybody. But we're going to, it's men written, it's people written, it's Israelites written that's not going to be even touched by that, man. That's the hour of temptation. That's why you gotta know about the gospel as well, man. So you can have something to work towards. It says, depart ye, go ye out from this, touch no unclean thing. Go ye out from the midst of her. Be ye clean, that bear the vessels of the Lord of Yahweh. I mean, you got an Israelite body, man. He ain't dealing in no Edomite body. No so-called white person's body. No Chinese person's body. No Moabite body. No African body. Ham was cursed from the beginning. So why so-called Africans can't do what so-called African Americans could do if they're the same people? This the good news, man. He said you're going to put a difference in between you and the Egyptian. That's a real African, a Egyptian, man. That's Ham. Ham was cursed from his father since the beginning, man. Noah. For what he did. So this the good news, man. It says, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight. For the Lord, for Yahweh will go before you. And the God of Israel and the power of Israel will be your reward. Everything comes within that, man. So you want to keep selling out, you ain't got to do that, man. We got gospel right here, man. It's a waiting game like the investment. You like getting into investment, stocks, trades, 401. This is all that, and this is, man, that don't even compare to this. You know? So there you go, man. All this is promised. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently, man. That means really get to it. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. When he come to save, that's it, man. Let's get that word for prudent real quick. And I'm going to get, man, I'm going kind of farther than I want to go. Let me see. Because it's really that simple, man. Prudent. Let me get this. And Lord willing, I could just let these scriptures speak. You know? Because it's not a video about what necessarily the different gospels. So the gospel, I'm going to say that for the end, Lord willing. So gospel, Salakia, prudent. Prudent means...
Strong's H, 6175.
Irawam. It means subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. The Lord gonna get it done, man. right? It says he's going to be, it says, behold, my servant shall deal prudently. Right? Okay, Shalom. So that's pretty much it, man. It said he's going to deal Irawam. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. So just how Esau trying to get it right, making sure he successfully gets you chipped, get you rounded up and taken out of your homes and put to death, and his kingdom keeps ruling. That's how they dealing, man. It's counterpunching, man. This is like a Floyd Mayweather versus any great fighter you think he could have went against that it was real tedious on both sides, you know. Lord likening him to Floyd Mayweather. Lord, and he the best ever, man. He's never lost. That's why he put Floyd here, for that example. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's the only reason. All right. It says, so yeah, man, you gonna see it. It says he shall be exalted and extolled and be very high, right? And many were astonished at thee. His visit was so marred that more than any man, and his form more than the sons of man. So shall he sprinkle many nations. So this dude was long gone, dead. We killed you thousands of years ago. We destroyed you. We obliterated you, nigger. You know what I'm saying? It says, so shall he, and that's in the Bible, Acts 13:1, Niger. It says, or Niger, or nigger, same thing. This is how you pronounce it. It says, so shall he sprinkle many nations. So he finna come back, man. That's the gospel. Good news. You getting into witchcraft and sorcery and all this other crap, but that's too much magic for you, man. You people crazy. It says, so shall he sprinkle many nations. The king shall shut their mouths at him. They're gonna see him, man, when he come back. It says, for that which had not been told them shall they see. You think they're gonna see Caesar Borgia come back? That image they put on the wall? That's what this talk about, man. They gonna see things they couldn't even imagine, man. Big, austere, wavy, not psychedelic, but just groovy out there, so-called black men. Big froze, tall, strong, deep voices. You're gonna die at their presence, man. Get off ships. And they know what they did. These people know. The only people that lost their memory is the Israelites, man. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. They didn't lose their memory or heritage. They've kept track and records since they know who they are and who they go back to. Why you think the schooling system set up the way it is, man? Because everybody know but you. Why you think everything is not in your favor? Because you got the gospel. You know? Salakia. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I could stop there. I'm going to get these last scriptures and I'm going to close in this, man. This Jeremiah, as I say, about 2 or 3 witnesses. So we just understood right there that that's the first mention of, that's a mention of the gospel in the Old Testament. Let's get another one. Jeremiah 32 and 42. And it reads, it says, for thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them. See? So that's the balance. That's the gospel right there. You know? Now, that's only and let's just cut to the chase for those, well, he's brought evil on the whole earth. Okay, Daniel 9 and 11. It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, only Israelites, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges, that judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. All right, so Isaiah 40 and so that's pretty much it on that, man. It says you know, all that which has been done under the heavens have not seen, which you know, have been done upon Jerusalem, man. All that has been done upon Jerusalem, so it ain't happening to nobody else. So that is only talking about the Israelites. Isaiah 40 and 8. Press for time. Isaiah 40 and 8. It says, and 9. It said, no. 8. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God, our power, shall stand forever. So this gospel being to you, only for you, and what it consists of and is about, it will never change, man. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your power. It says, behold, the Lord will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. That's Yahushua. It says, behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. It says, he shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arms, with his arm. It says, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. So we're gonna be on those ships, man, getting up out of here when this place destroyed. Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful, see, as it is written, aforetime. How beautiful, just to prove this, that's the gospel. This proves it. It says, as it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. See that? But you ain't hearing this from everybody. It says, so that's it, man. So with that, that's the gospel, man. Lord willing, this has been edifying. We give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Ha, Raka Akodash, Kal Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Wachabar, Wahadar, Shalom, Wabarakim, Ha'aman, Ba'chayar, Yasha Allah. Peace and blessings to the faithful elect. Keep staying 10 toes down. And double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well of Yasha Allah. Shalom.